Don't bother me, I'm working. Don't bother me, I'm working.
So what's up, YouTube? So look, I'm out here on my way to a building. I'm listening to Isaiah, MrStartsWithaVision, one of his podcasts, and this thing resonated with me so well. He was talking about Thomas Jefferson's quote, which was, "I'd rather live in dangerous freedom than peaceful slavery." And when I say, and I learned that in school too, but I never really realized exactly what it was saying. And it's crazy because it made me think of me and my brother-in-law, because we'll sit in his backyard. He got a little fire pit, and we'll sit in his backyard and we argue basically over our philosophies about life, about religion, all that. We do that pretty much for fun, you know what I mean? But anyway, so basically his thing is always, he says that life is about comfort. Whereas me, I say life is just about freedom. I say comfort zones are the worst enemy of life if you're really trying to live. So, and I think we're pretty much the real life example of that quote, because his thing is, he's all right. He's in the military. He has his family. He has his nice house. He has nice, modern, up-to-date cars. You know what I mean? And he's good. He's content. He says as long as he has family, love, and all that, he's good. But even if it comes at the expense of, he has to jump up as soon as he get orders to jump. You know what I mean? And versus me, where I went AWOL out of the military because I said I can't do what somebody, I can't just do what you tell me to do. I can't go over there and go kill these people I don't even know just because you told me to do it and I don't even know them. Like, that's just out of my, I can't fathom that thought. So I'd rather go AWOL, even though I know the consequences of going AWOL. I'd rather quit my nice government job, even though I know that the business that I'm about to go in, those contracts can get canceled at any minute. You know what I mean? So, but I prefer my freedom, even though it's dangerous. You know what I mean? Even though I could lose my job, I'm not gonna get my job, but my house, my cars, whatever, you know, my lights get cut off. I could lose it all, but it's freedom. It's dangerous, but it's free. And that's what I prefer versus him, where it's really peaceful slavery. It doesn't sound attractive, but it is. I mean, it's peaceful, right? Like, he doesn't even, you don't, with a person who has a steady income, a job, and they prefer that type of lifestyle, like, you don't even really have to think almost. You just pretty much do what they tell you to do, and you're good. You get a nice check, you pay your bills, the end. You know what I mean? And that's it. And so I'm not saying that there's really a wrong or right, or a good or a bad. I'm just simply saying that you have to figure out which lifestyle that you prefer. You know what I mean? I remember Harriet Tubman said that she has a quote that she said that she freed hundreds of slaves. I believe it's hundreds. It might have been thousands. She freed hundreds of slaves, and she could have freed hundreds more if only they knew that they were slaves. You know what I mean? And it's funny because if you watch the movie Roots, right, in the very beginning, in Kunta Kinte era of the Roots, they will still fight. A lot of people were still fighting. You had not returned the revolts and all of that. And they were fighting for their freedom because he knew what freedom was. Like, he came from Africa. He knew, like, hold up, this shit ain't right. You know what I mean? Versus the ones that were already over here that were enslaved. They just like, look, master taking care of us. We fed. We got a roof. You know what I mean? They had church time. They got around and played some, like, it was good. And as the movie goes along, or the series goes along, you actually notice that there's not a lot of weapons anymore as it goes along, because they had peaceful slavery at that point. You know what I mean? But it was still some people like, you know what, this shit still ain't right. We still need our freedom. And if you make it all the way to the end of the series, I haven't seen the new series, but I'm talking about the old one. And they made it to freedom. But when they made it to freedom, where was it? What was the end of the whole series? It was in the middle of a field. You know what I mean? And they were dancing around or whatever, but they was free. And so the first thing that popped in my head was, damn, is now what? What the fuck are they gonna do now? Like, but it ended, so I didn't get to see. But my thing is, well, damn, you just left a roof and all of that, and everything was pretty much taken care of. Now you gotta figure it out. But in my real life now, I prefer that. You know what I mean? But if you look at it, peaceful slavery for some people isn't that bad. You know what I mean? But I just thought it's interesting when you look at that. Versus me, like, I prefer that. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, give me some land, and now I'll go gather some materials and go build a house. You know what I mean? I'll go figure it out. But that's up to you. You got to figure out if you want peaceful slavery or dangerous freedom. You know what I mean? If you're an entrepreneur, you probably do prefer dangerous freedom. And if you're not an entrepreneur, then you're going to get peaceful slavery. And it's, like I said, it's not a good or a bad thing, but you got to figure out who you are. So the moral of this video is figure out which one you want. Do you want peaceful slavery or dangerous freedom? That's up to you to decide. I know what I want, but you got to know what you want. So thank y'all for watching. This is AJ Simmons, and I appreciate it. Make sure you share. Thank you. Bye.